Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Today again, time for another shave, and this time we're not gonna unpack something new. We're not gonna, introduce a new product, but we're going to do a comparison. I've gotten so many cool razors over the last couple of months, and they're all sitting around here and they're waiting for their chance to stand up against the competition. So what I want to do is, you guys remember the timeless slim solid bar 0.5 millimeter blade gap that we reviewed or used for the first time a little while ago. Thanks, Timeless. Greetings to Ohio. Very fancily made, very interesting manufacturing methods used to create the slim titanium bottom or base plate. And I want to compare this one to our more budget-friendly offering here. So we're talking about around a $300 razor, depending on what options you pick. If you want to stand, so there are a few choices that you can make. Also in finish, you can get it in this bead blasted kind of look, and you can also get it polished. So around a $300 titanium razor made by Timeless in the United States by US craftsmen. And the budget offering here is our Yaqi Ghost. Also titanium, 100% titanium. It has a serial number on it. It's more conventional machining, so where they use EDM wire cutting to get kind of those profiles cut out of a chunk of titanium. None of that is done here with this Yaqi. The Yaqi is literally just milling. Of course, fancy milling. I mean, you need a 5-axis CNC mill to do stuff like this, or I don't know if that's possible with a 3-axis, but I have no idea. I'm not a machinist, as I mentioned. I used to be an industrial mechanic. I was around those machines. I used to fix those machines, but I'm not really a user of milling machines and such. The handle here, this can all be done in a normal lathe. If my little craftsman lathe would be up to the task, I could probably make handles like this and make it look like this. But this is titanium, very tough material to machine. But yeah, so this is about $140 plus sometimes a little bit of shipping. Or if you're lucky and there is a AliExpress sale going on, you might get this for much cheaper. So yeah, more budget friendly, but you gotta remember that this beautiful thing here is made in the US of A, and manufacturing costs, labor costs, and also, regulations and employee rights and employee treatment and vacation and benefits and human rights and all that stuff plays into this whole game here. This is made in a different country with different rules and questionable ethics. 140, 300. So I want to put a Wilkinson sword blade into each. Let's do that real quick. With a Yaqi, it also came with a little nylon washer. I've already lost it. They always fall in the sink and then they're gone forever. I probably have 3 or 4 of them sitting down in the P-trap. So we're just gonna, actually, I could probably steal the one from my pearl razor that's still sitting here, because it came with a whole pack of those, which I appreciate. Those are really not fancy washers or anything, nothing special. You can probably go to your hardware store in the hardware aisle and find a nylon washer the size that you need, and then you can, replace the one that you just lost. So now we have a Wilkinson sword blade here in our 3-piece titanium made by Yaqi. They sponsored this, or they sent me this for free of charge, but no money exchanged hands. My opinions are my opinions. Same for Timeless. They sent me that for free, and no money exchanged hands. They didn't have any requirements. They didn't ask me anything. They didn't tell me what to do, and I'm just gonna tell you honestly what I think. And here is another Wilkinson sword blade and nylon washer. They both have a somewhat bead blasted finish, but the bead blasted surface, or I don't even know if it's done with bead blasting, but the surface finish on the Timeless is a little shinier. It's a little bit more you know, yeah, it's similar. This is just a little bit more matte and this is a little bit more shiny. Anyways, overall length, handle, the Yaqi is a little shorter. They both have really good knurling. I had absolutely no problem holding onto those things. You know, assembly, lineup, alignment, you know, quality. What I really liked was the rounded off corners here. I wish everyone would do that. The Timeless here is a little sharper on the edges. It's a little scrapey and I can feel that on my skin. Overall, you know, there's more engraving going on. There's more details, little fine little chamfers around the openings here at the bottom. Overall, this is a little bit higher effort, I would say. Higher eye for detail. But Timeless, if you're watching, round off this corner. Just make it as rounded here as on this Yaqi. This is exactly how it should be. All right, what else are we going to use? We're going to do the Pedro Fiasco Santorini by, already forgot, Ariana and Evans out of Connecticut, made in the US. And we have a matching aftershave here somewhere. There you go. We're going to use that today. And you guys know that I don't want to contaminate my soap containers. So I'm just going to scoop out a little bit here. And we're going to grab sufficient amount like that. And then I'm going to grab my Timeless shave bowl here. And we're going to just put that in. I usually use my finger, squish it at the bottom of the bowl so it sticks to the bowl. And then we're already done with that soap container. Close that up and put it away. So here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to fill all my water containers and then we're going to get going, okay?
5 minutes later.
Before we go any further and get everything dirty, let's put it on the scale here real quick one more time just to remind ourselves. The Timeless with the blade is 63.68 and the Yaqi with the blade is 56. So 7 grams difference. That's not significant, but the Yaqi is a little lighter. So what brush are we going to use? So we have a Timeless bowl and a razor. Now we need a companion piece to the Yaqi. Let's do our little underwater scene handle here. Synthetic brush, Yaqi brush. We're going to use that. It's a synthetic, so we don't need to pre-soak it. I'll just dip it in once, squeeze out most of the water, and then we're going to go into the bowl here. This is really nice. It has those rips at the bottom. It really helps with agitating the lather. So you get the agitation from your bristles plus the rips at the bottom of the bowl. And this Ariana and Evans Pedro Fiasco. Let me just take a quick peek. I don't remember if this is stearic acid agua. Is there tallow in it? Vegetable oil. Shea butter. Castor oil. Nope. Beef tallow. Yeah, it's a tallow-based soap. So that usually makes for a very creamy lather, which I prefer. I like. The scent is very mildly scented. The soap is very good. When I used it first for the Lambda razor reviews, I wanted something that's kind of a Greek themed soap. I bought this one here, and then also Fina, I believe. And Fina soap and aftershave was kind of a disappointment for me. The scent description was great, but then when I got it, it smelled like just candle wax. And this one here, made in the US, of course not made in Greece, but a Greek theme, you know, Pedro Fiasco Santorini shaving cream. It talks about the Greek uncle that always gets drunk. They always have stories for their products, Ariana and Evans. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, creamy. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's just put a little bit of some Parasso white pre-shave in my face. We probably don't need it, but since we have it, we might as well. We have all those fancy products sitting around here. Very good. And a little bit of water on top of that. And one last whip here in the bowl. And now we're going to take this beautiful stuff and put it right in my face. Beautiful, beautiful. Very agreeable. I remember last time there was absolutely no skin irritation caused by the soap. I'm paying more and more attention to the actual ingredients of the products that I'm putting in my face. So that's why I'm always looking at the ingredient list. So in the big pharma and cosmetic industry, they use ingredients that make the product perform better, but the ingredients might not necessarily be good for you and your skin. I'm not so worried about petroleum products, even though that is a carcinogen, or could be a carcinogen that could cause cancer. But I'm very worried about BHT, for example, which is an endocrine blocker, which blocks hormones in your body, and I definitely want to pay attention to those kind of things. Anyways, dangerous half knowledge. I have no idea what I was just saying. So just educate yourself on ingredients in cosmetics because you don't want to smear something in your face that potentially can have significant health implications. All right, let's do that way. Timeless right, Yaqi left. Yeah? All right, let's do that. So let's start with the timeless with the grain. And I just did a shave the other day with this thing here. You know, since I have all those fancy razors sitting here, I might as well use them. And I was reminded on how absolutely mild this thing is, but you still get the slightest amount of blade feel. So I'm assuming they combined the small blade gap with a ever so slightly positive blade exposure, and it's very efficient. Here, right to the middle. And that combined with a good sharp blade, it's just amazing. This is really one of those razors that I can grab and just shave with and not worry about anything. And if Timeless would change their design and add one more step in their production and chamfer around over those edges, I would be the absolute happy camper. But it's already, as it is, it's an amazing razor. All right, here's the Yaqi. And also, this one, I mean, weight-wise, they are very close. This one is also very mild. This has a little bit more grip to it, so there is a little bit more blade exposure. But also very, very, very mild, very efficient. What I often forget to mention is, if you look at the curvature of the base plate, you can see that this blade is mildly curved, and this blade is way more radiused, a very tight radius, and that makes a difference in how the blade sticks out in between the base plate and the top here, at what angle. So this is a much steeper angle to the skin, where the Yaqi is more a, you know, not perpendicular, but a close to perpendicular, like let's say 110 degrees or so. And on the Timeless, it's a much steeper angle, and which makes it feel a little smoother. But overall, those two razors are just both a pleasure to use. This, like I said, a little bit more grippy. So if this is a 1 on my scale, this is a 1.25, I would say. There is a only ever so slightly difference. And I would say that has to do with the fact that this blade is just more straight, a larger radius, and this is a more small radius and a more rounded off blade. And you can even see it how the blade protrude there in between the top cap and the base plate. This also has a larger blade gap, so that's probably also cause of this more intense, I mean not intense, it's slightly more significant blade feel. So the Timeless is the absolute smooth little razor that is mild but efficient, and Yaqi is just a very small increment more aggressive, has more blade feel. It's a more scraping cut, and the Timeless is a little bit more slicing, I would say. And I think that's a benefit. The slicing motion, getting this blade angle just ever so slightly changed due to the radius. All right, let's do Timeless across the grain. It's just so mild. With pressure control, you can handle almost any razor. If you have your technique down, you get the angle right, and you keep the pressure down. But where a really aggressive razor can become a problem if you're getting close to your lips, or in those little tight corners like here, for example, that you might nip off a piece of your skin. With this one here, absolutely no problem. This is absolutely a pleasure to use. So, and now the Yaqi, same story across. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the blade sits in there at a different angle to your skin. Yeah, very good. Let's do a quick little inspection before our last pass. Even though it feels different, it feels more grabby and more, into your skin on just ever so slightly more on the Yaqi side, the result is identical. So you get one side, very mild feeling, but just still enough blade exposure that it actually gets close to your skin and cuts those stubbles off. And on the other side, it's a little bit more a scraping feel. So I don't know if I made that clear with my angle. So one blade on the Yaqi has maybe this angle to your skin, and then you go down. And on the Timeless, since it's curved more, it's bent more, you're kind of at this angle, which makes it feel much smoother. Much smoother. I'm talking about like minute, fine differences. But I tell you, the result is almost identical. It is identical up here, at least. My neck is always hard to tell because stuff grows in all kinds of weird directions. But here, jawline, upper lip, perfect. This is very, very, very enjoyable with both razors, but the Timeless has a little bit of an edge there. Has an edge. Anyways, pun intended. And the soap is lovely. The scent is very mild, fresh, clean. The tallow-based soap is very creamy, and we still have soap here for for 5 more passes. I just did a shave with a pearl soap, and it was really thin. And I don't know if that was just my incompetence or if it's just really a thin, not so creamy. It was a vegan soap. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. I have tried vegan soaps that lather just fine and are very puffy and creamy, but this one here is just, yeah, this is next level creaminess. All right, and now we're gonna go against the grain, last pass, and here we go. You can hear it, but I can barely feel it. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Very good. Oh my goodness, this is good. And now, this is the most difficult part in my face. It slides right over. Usually I get like stuck on every individual little bump in my skin. And this one here goes right over it. Absolutely beautiful. There was a recommendation to get a different base plate. So in the lineup in Timeless, you can exchange base plates to make it more aggressive, have a larger blade gap. This is the slim version. They also have a regular titanium base plate, which has a 0.68 blade gap. That would potentially make it more efficient, but also a little bit more bladey, potentially. I don't know. But I gotta tell you, this is such a joy to use. I don't know if there's really a reason for any improvement here. And I don't think it could be improved. It would just ruin the experience, maybe. I don't know. Because this is so absolutely enjoyable, even going against the grain on my neck down there without any problems. I don't know, I don't want to be too picky, but I have really thought, and Timeless was so nice to me to send me all those beautiful razors, if I should really send feedback about the sharp corners of the base plate. I'm kind of tempted to just take it to my whetstone down in the garage and just, you know, round them over a little bit. That's just me. Yeah, what can I say? The Yaqi, oh, we're going against the grain, sorry about that. It has a little bit more blade feel. That's just the difference in design and the difference in geometry. You know, all those angles, they kind of play together. The blade gap, the blade exposure, how curved your blade sits in your razor head, those all play kind of, it's a concert, and only if all the instruments play in harmony, then you get the perfect shave result. And I mean, this razor here is as close to what I would call perfect, and in feel and performance, because right now we're absolutely BBS smooth. And oh, I missed a spot here on the Yaqi side. I did not on the Timeless side, but that's not the razor's fault. It's just my fault because I'm clumsy. But we're just gonna rectify this with a little pickup here. It's just the hardest part to go around your jawline without, you know, digging in too hard and nicking yourself. Yeah, BBS on both sides now. Beautiful, absolutely no problems on both sides. But I was really impressed how easily this here, there's still some left. but how easy that slides over my bumpy skin here. You know, all the wrinkles and the little bumps where my stubbles come out. I always get caught on those, and then that's where I nick myself and have irritation afterwards. This one is just... So let's not be too subjective feel-wise. Let's just talk about price differences. A $300 razor plus stand and plus some customization that you can do. This is a hard pill to swallow. It's really expensive.
It really is only a $235 razor plus customizations and stand.
If you are into wet shaving and you're not necessarily a collector and you just want to have this one razor and then use it for the next 20 years and be happy with it every single time you pick it up, this is hard to beat. I mean, it's made out of a very tough, lightweight material. This thing will survive even if it's at the bottom of an ocean for a year. This thing is just indestructible almost. Super lightweight, very, very, very well made. It's just, you know, nothing to complain about other than my little, you know, blade tabs stick out. You got to keep that in mind. So there is a little bit of stick out, but in return you get a really close proximity of the outside to the cutting edge of the blade, which always helps to get into the finer spots under your nose and whatnot. Very easygoing and very gentle on your skin. This is as close to perfect as I have seen so far. And I'm not necessarily talking about just the shaving performance, because I get a similar shaving performance with a leaf twig, but the leaf twig is a zinc alloy cast material razor that will rot away eventually or corrode away. My wife corrected me. It's not rotting. It's not a natural product. It will corrode away. This thing here, on the other hand, you will be able to pass down to your grandchildren. You could even have Timeless engrave your name on it, or your birthday, or some family event or whatever, and then pass it down from generation to generation. This is really cool, but it's pricey. So if you don't have 30 razors sitting around like I have, but you want that one special one, hard to beat, hard to beat. If you want a lightweight titanium razor that's as indestructible as that one for half the price or even less than half the price, and just use it and be happy with it, and you have no problem supporting, you know, overseas economy. Maybe you are born Chinese, so this would be great, you know. I think this is a great razor too. It has a lot of traction and it's a lot of good things to it. The blade tabs are covered, the rounded off corners, it shaves really nice. The blade gap and the openness at the bottom, so the lather just falls right through. There is no clogging up. This is just also a very good razor. It's just not this heirloom, family heirloom product that, you know, you would hand down, at least from the perspective of someone who lives in the United States. You know, you got to keep that always in mind, society and politics and all that stuff. But great razor. I love it. I just love this one tiny little bit more. And from my perspective, you got to see that I got both of those razors for free. I didn't pay for either of them. Shaving performance and mildness and great feel on skin. This is it. All right, let's rinse off. I'm already rambling. This soap has a lot of residual slickness. Took a while to wash off. Makes the skin really nice and smooth. I like it. I like it a lot. So the Ariana and Evan Santorini shaving cream with a story of their drunk Greek uncle. Very cool. Very cool. And now we're going to get the aftershave out. This is... oh my goodness, the printing is so small. Aloe, barbadensis, leaf juice, alcohol, denatured. So it's an alcohol-based aftershave. There's going to be a little bit. Here's one of those reducers in there, so you have to force it out. It's not going to spill out. Also there's a little bit of some lemon scent in there. There is white willow bark, perfume fragrance, alpha. It's so small. Sorry guys, sooner or later I will need reading glasses, I think. Very good, very good. All right, here we go. Yeah, ever so slightly burning, and really only burning because I have the dry skin here in my face that's burning more than the area that I shaved. Very good. Very good, very good. Not too overpowering. It's not one of those signature aftershaves you walk into a room and everyone turns around. This is just good old-fashioned, good, mildly scented aftershave. And once that evaporates a little bit and it has, you know, sucked all the little nicks, which we didn't have, together, then I grab my Nivea Man Sensitive Soothing Post-Shave Balm. And yeah, put that in my face. It has a nice cooling effect, moisturizing, also mildly scented. Very good. Took way too much. Perfect. Alrighty guys, so that was a quick comparison between the Yaqi Titanium Ghost and the Timeless, it's called the Slim Edition Titanium, 0.5 millimeter. Very good razor, very good razor. Pricey, but very good. Made in Ohio. It's a family that already owned a fancy machine shop and they decided to start making razors, and I think they're doing an incredible job. I still have the titanium aluminum solid bar 45 sitting here. There's going to be a comparison to something else coming up as well. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.